All right, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you. My name's the Amazing Barry, and I don't know if you guys know what's going on with this show, but I've been in magic for 20 years. I've gotten to know some fantastic magicians, and Indiana has some of the best. They really do. So I went around and I asked the magician friends of mine if they would come out and they would perform a show for you guys. That way you get the best segments out of everybody's show. So tonight we have 3 top-notch magicians. We have Brendon Ware, we have Jason Adams, and we have Ryan Siebert. You guys are going to be so impressed. They're fantastic, but you have to endure me first. I'm going to start off with something because it's my show and I get to do what I want. I dropped my $600. We're going to start with a little culture because it's the IndyFringe. That's right, poetry. I'll tell you a story using card, rhymes, and wit, composed by myself, and that is no shock. The poem hasn't started yet. This is the story of 2 gals and 1 guy, a soap opera of sorts. Now let's find out why. 2 of the 3 were husband and wife, a king and his queen for most of their life. Now, he called her Edith and she called him Stan. She was his queen and Stan was her man. Now the king he could smile, but the queen she could not, for it was child that they wanted, but could not be God. The king, he was potent, virile, well made. The queen, she was sterile, for you see, she is spayed. That's good, isn't it? Now the king longed for a son, someone to carry his name, and soon it was Edith he started to blame. The yelling, the fighting, Edith could take it no more. She called Stan a bum and his mistress a horrible person. That's right. Edith knew of Kate, a comely young lass, with the face of a queen and a firm, shapely ankle. She was a little clubfoot, but she had a very nice ankle. Now, the king lusted for Kate, but still loved his queen, so a threesome they became, with the king in between. The King Stan Trio, they came to be known. And if you get that that's a joke, you're a lot older than I am. The King Stan Trio, they came to be known, but a king with 2 queens would be rocking the throne. You see, lust and greed don't mix well with fate, and soon it was Edith who lusted for Kate. I mean, it's a Fringe festival. What do you expect? 2 queens in love soon sent Stan away, but he quickly returned. He wanted to play. They rebuked him quick, sent him outside the walls, and should he return, they would cut off his hand. That would be my choice in a pinch. But the king was persistent. He wanted to play, and so he returned once. Nope. I don't know what I just did. And so he returned once when Kate was away. A fight soon broke out. Edith screamed, yelled, and hissed. Not to mention the king, boy, was he pretty upset. But Kate soon returned, much to Edith's delight. But what of King Stan, now nowhere in sight? 2 queens in love, so happy, quite gay. But what of King Stan? He had not had his way. So what is the lesson to morally learn of Stan, Kate, and Edith, and the tables they turn? Well, I told it to Stan, now I'll tell it to you. You can't have your Kate, and your Edith too. It's a long way for a joke. All right, our first performer tonight, I tell you what, I'll be honest, he makes me sick. He's only 21 years old, and he leaves me splitting my sides most of the time when I see him perform. He has been trained at Second City in Chicago. He's been doing magic for a long time despite his young age. Everybody, please put your hands together for Mr. Brendon Ware!
You guys keep going a little more. I'm very needy, okay? I like clapping, I like compliments, preferably on my new haircut.
Nice. We like your new haircut.
Thank you guys, thank you. Preferably someone who's not also in the show could maybe throw a compliment out too. Well, no, we'll get to that, So yeah, like Barry said, trained at Second City in Chicago. I love to do improv, that's why I really have a plan for what I'm going to do. We're just going to have some fun, we're going to interact with you guys. You, sir, what's your name?
Mike.
Mike, I don't have a joke for that, Mike. We'll come back to that. We're gonna start off with your card trick here. I'm gonna come out into the audience, but before that, I'm gonna set one card on my table. We may not need that, but we will. I'm gonna come out to the audience. Mike, just go ahead and tell me when to stop.
Stop.
You have to do it before I finish.
Oh.
I finish quickly.
I've heard that.
So did you ever, whoever you heard it from? All right, ready? There, do you want me to go deeper? Right there?
That's it.
It's good, because at a certain point, I run out of deck. So Mike, I want you to go ahead, take this card, go ahead, take a look at it, show him, I don't want to see it. Right, you guys can give me eyes for the audience, go ahead, place it back anywhere you like. And we're going to shuffle this up. Now Mike, are you a good liar?
Sure.
Sure?
Sure.
I need you to lie to me, okay? Do you think I'm handsome? What the hell, Mike? I want an inch from you, that's it. Exit. I'll take a... Never mind. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. You can stay seated. I can read you from a distance. I need you to lie to me about your card. So say any card in the deck that was not actually your card. Joker. Not what you are. I'm looking for like a card that has a value assumed.
Eight of spades.
Eight of spades. That's better. That's a real answer. Mike, what do you do?
I'm a recruiter.
You're a recruiter. What do you recruit for?
Heavy civil construction.
It's not what I put you on, but all right. Heavy civil construction. All right. So you said the eight of spades, correct?
That's right.
All right. So I think you are an opposite liar. You want to get the truth as far away as possible. You said a spade. The opposite of a spade is a heart. So I'm going to go with that. Was your card a heart? All right. You also said an 8. That's a high even number. So I'm going to assume your card is a low odd number. Highest even number in the deck would be a 10. Second would be an 8. Lowest odd number is a 1. I'm going to go with the 3 of hearts. How'd I do?
Right on.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This one might be the 3 of hearts, but it's a card I kept on the table. That's going to be the 8 of spades, the one you lied to me about. So, like I was talking about, being needy, my self-esteem took a bit of a hit. This is a true story. This just happened a few days ago. I live in Chicago, and Chicago, in certain parts, in some of the more festive areas, it gets a little crazy, a little wild. Me and my buddy were walking around. It's Saturday night, and we run into these well-dressed but intoxicated women, and it lets out that I'm a magician, and they say, "Oh, we would love you to come back to our party." It was a bachelorette party. I know, the dream, right? So we're going. Now, we won't go too far into the details, but the point of this story is we get there, me and my buddy. Now we're good-looking guys, but, you know, we're not, like, really good-looking guys. So we get up there, and the first thing I hear is some woman in the back go, "Are these the strippers?" And one girl just goes, "No, can't be." So that was the hit to the ego that I took. That's why you guys are here to recover me. Along with being a bachelorette performer, I also am the reluctant mind reader, as you probably saw on your sheets. And I have a show that'll be just this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, over at the Indy Theater. So if you like me here, you can come see my mind reading act. More jokes, more comedy over there. But secondly, we're going to do more magic. I'm going to borrow, you seem very sweet. Can I borrow you? Come on up for me. Everybody clap for her. I have a chair for you right here. Now we're going to tell the story of how I got into magic. Would you like to hear that story? You don't have a choice. We're going to do that story. It starts with a trick that I actually keep in my wallet to this day. This is legitimately the first trick I ever learned. I was 16, almost 17, and I realized this was a good way to get girls. Now, good was a very loose word for this, but it was a way, nonetheless, it was a way. So what I would do is I would find, you know, an attractive young woman, and I would try to seduce them with magic. What was your name? Nancy. Pleasure to meet you, Nancy. So I would say, Nancy, would you like to see a card trick? And they would usually say, no. They would usually say no. That's incorrect. They usually do say no. But Nancy says, of course, she's a good sport. What I have here is 3 cards. I have 1, 2, 3. The top one, it says slap on it. Can you hold your hand out for me? It does. Hold your hand out for me. You didn't see it? It says slap. Hold your hand out for me. You're going to be a bit of a table here. The second one also says slap. And the third one is going to say hug. Nancy, you're either going to slap or hug me. Are you okay with that? Not really? Which one aren't you okay with? We're in bad shape today, guys. We're in horrible shape. No, okay. Well, how about this? Hopefully you get the slap then, right? So I want you to guess. This is a warm-up, Nancy. What card do you think is on the bottom? You hope it's slap? It is. You don't win anything. This is the warm-up, but it is slap. What card do you think is on top? I know this one is slap. These are the 2 slap. And then we have slap, slap. What's in the middle? No, it's actually the damn slap. And people ask me why I have 3 slap cards. I say, because I'm into that. Yeah, this is a win-win, Nancy. No, hold on. What I can do is, because I hate to lose my own game, so I just give it a little wave like this, and that bottom one that said slap is actually now going to say hug. Okay. What did it say before? Good. Tough crowd. This is great. That top one that said slap is also now going to say hug, and even that middle one. Yes. Well, that's cheating. I don't want to cheat on you yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you hold the slap for me. You can show the audience. I'm going to have you show the hug, and you have to guess what this last one says. And if you're wrong, you do what it says on the card. So what do you think, Nancy? What does it say? Yeah, what does this last one say? You got to say slap. It says kiss, actually. Back on the cheek, Nancy. Oh, there we go. Let me walk it down. Very well. Everybody give another hand to Nancy. So, yeah, I would do that, but at 16. Did it work? Less than I'd like it to, but way more than it ever should. It did actually, like, the true story is a resounding success the first time I did it. Won't go into any more details, but we'll call it.
1 out of 10 ain't bad.
Nothing about your wife, sir. No, but yeah, resounding success, and it actually kept me doing magic ever since. And then I got paid to do my first magic gig, and I was 17. I was like, wow, money, girls, I should keep going. And then now I'm 21. I'm like, money, girls, wow, I should just keep doing what I'm doing. This last little bit that we're going to do, I'd like to show you guys a bit of mind reading. This is going to be a teaser for my show. Sir, can I have you come up? Yes, come up more reluctantly, please. And then Mike's friend. Come here, Mike's friend. Yeah, come on up. Stand over here for me. Mike's friend. Give a hand to this guy, Mike's friend. Come on. Stand over here. We're going to get you guys' names. We're going to learn a bit. What's your name? No way. Is it actually Mike? All right, we got a second Mike now over here. Hi, second Mike. That's Kim. I see. What's your name?
Mike.
What's this called? Mike, okay. Too many mics is what we're going to call this show. Too many mics. What's your name? If it's Mike, I'm going to ask you to leave. Jim. Pleasure to meet you, Jim. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys write some things down for me. For Mike number 87, I'm going to have you write down on here your best friend's name. So you can go ahead, you can use this table. If it's also Mike, I'm going to be mad. And then we're going to talk to you, because I don't want to see what he's writing, okay? So we're just going to come over here for me. We're just going to talk to you about your life. What do you do for a living? Recruiter? For like construction, heavy civil. What's up with the heavy civil construction guys like coming out like, hey, let's go for a nice night on the theater? Like I didn't know there was overlap in these two industries. I once did and when you're done, go ahead and fold it up. And I didn't know there was overlap. I once did a show for a like the One Republic garbage trucks, and they were having a garbage truck obstacle course Olympics. And in the middle of it, they also had a magician. And like the best corporate party ever to do in the middle of July. Amazing, amazing. And then what I'm gonna have you do is we're gonna trade this for this, and I'm gonna have you write down over here. Give me the name of a person, their age, if you know it, and the relationship to you. Okay, does that sound good? Great. I'll leave that over here. Come back over here, Mike, to 87. So you wrote down the name of your best friend. I hope they're not here, because I already know Jim's name. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you inside the envelope, okay? Can you see anything inside the envelope? Air? Just air? But like, no, there's nothing. No. So we're going to put your inside here. Just keep it. You got it? Go ahead and put it inside the envelope for me. Thank you. And actually, I'm going to have you go ahead and have a seat because we're going to use him first. I'm going to put it underneath you so I do not want to get it. Come over with me, Mike. So you're thinking of your best friend. How long do you know this person? 35 years. Think of the first letter of your name. You're tough read. Would you mind giving me the first letter of your name? G? Think of the second letter. You're not going to give me this one. Don't worry. I have to get something at some point. It's a short name, isn't it? It's less than 7 letters. Is this a woman? No, it's a man. I had a 50-50 shot. Is this a normal or obscure name? In between? Okay. Not gonna lie, struggling here with this name. I'm gonna tap out. I really cannot get a read on you. That's part of the thing when you're doing these kind of live read things. Sometimes you run into people you can't read. I'm gonna check it out. What was the name? Glenn. He's not lying. Glenn. You can go ahead and sit down. Sorry, I could not read you. Glenn. Tough read. We come to you. You can sit down. You can sit down. Sit down. We don't want this. I want to keep it secret. I don't want to grab it. Fit under you. Think of this person that you're thinking of. I can already tell you're a lot easier to read. I immediately see a young girl. Okay. Think of their name. Think, is it begins with an N?
Yes.
Is it Natalie?
Yes.
Okay. This person is younger than you. Younger than me, even. A teenager. Are they 16?
Yes.
Is this your 16-year-old daughter, Natalie?
That's good.
There we go. Give it up for her. Well, guys, this has been my portion. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Brendon Ware! And he is doing his show, the Reluctant Mind Reader. The cards are on the chairs. Spread it around if you enjoyed what you saw. If you didn't, don't tell anybody at all. So, all right, real quick, one of the things that I always found fascinating about magic is the relationship between magic and science a lot of times. The more you know about magic, the more it sort of seems like science and vice versa. And this is one of those little science tricks. A tie has two parts. One part, it's longer, but it's wider and heavier. We're going to roll it up. Just like that. This other part, it's shorter, but it's skinnier, so it doesn't weigh as much. We're going to roll it up. Now, if I let go of both of these at the same time, which one do you guys think will unroll first? Who thinks the big one will unroll first? One person. All right. Jim thinks so. Who thinks the short one's going to unroll first? Three or four of you. Okay. Who doesn't care? That's everybody else. Yeah, exactly.
The big one.
You think the big one? You think the big one? Let's find out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's a tie. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. All right. Our next performer, he has been in, I don't even know how many Fringe shows he's done, but I do know that last year and a couple years before that, he did his one-man show called Jason Adams as a Goddamn Mind Reader. And I tell you what, I went into the show the first time, I thought I was gonna hate it. It had me laughing so hard, I could hardly stand it. He's been voted the funniest comedian in Indianapolis twice in Nuvo. It won't happen again because Nuvo's out of business. But it doesn't mean he's not funny. He outlasted Nuvo. Everybody, please give a big warm welcome to Mr. Jason Adams!
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Barry! Nice work, guys. The trick I have for you hates magic. The trick I hate for you hates artifice. It's just gross. I can see you're all on board, so I'm coming to you. Mike's friend Jim, come on over here. This is a proximity trick. So come on in here. And you guys are all circus people, yes? Of course you are. I can mind read that from a mile away, Mike. Oh, do you really? Say yes, and we'll all be impressed, man. Have a seat, Jim. Have a seat, Mike. What I'm trying to do is just make, this is not how I expected this to go, but this is perfect and wonderful and beautiful. And now you guys are stuck in the front row. Here's how it goes. Here's how it goes. I'm making for us, and we'll put it back at the end. A little circle. I'm sitting next to you guys. This is clearly the toughest guys in the room. And it goes like this. In my bag of magic, I have the following items. An ordinary Walgreens receipt. Jim, will you please read the following? 2/3 of it is embarrassing, 1/3 of it is trick-related.
Hold on, here.
Snickers.
Stop a second.
Thank you, Mike. Can we just play the game where all of us are called Mike, no matter what our actual names are?
Mike is
We are
close
now
on
Mikes.
everybody.
We're all Mikes. Mike, can you read it now?
Snickers, king size.
Embarrassing.
Mars, M&M,
Also embarrassing, but delicious.
globe, halogen.
Ah.
bulbs.
Globe halogen bulbs. And a bulb. Actual Mike, will you please open the box of bulbs? Thank you. Will you pass it to Mike right here? Now, Mike, will you remove one of the light bulbs from the box? No, don't necessarily go through, because if I'm a magician, and I guess I am, I would put the bulb I wanted to do something with on top, right? Because I'm not a dummy. I went to college. There's 4. Ladies and gentlemen, for my first trick, I will put 4 bulbs. Count them up together. 1! Is that the one you want? No, you can pick another one. You like that one? All right, now put your hand, get your germs all over it. Perfect. Pass it to Mike. Get your germs all over it, Mike. Under here.
Oh, good
Yeah. Pass it back there to Mike. Mike, put it in your mouth, maybe. Yeah, it's getting weird. All right, we're done. Bring the bulb forward. Now, here's what you don't know. If your hands aren't dexterous, if you don't care for practicing, you too can be a magician, Mike. It can be yours. You can be a sideshow act. The sideshow act were too dumb or too drunk to take tickets. And so they had to be in the circus somehow. And so my act is the world famous light bulb trick. It goes like this. This here is a real life light bulb. Mike, will you examine? Just make sure. Thank you. It's been in that guy's mouth. You're doing the right thing. Just pass it around. Make sure it's the real deal. And if anyone wants to switch it out for another thing in there. No, I'm only eating one. This trick is safe at first, and it gets more and more dangerous as the evening goes on. do whatever you want.
Yeah.
She said,
Well, you were.
I didn't say.
I know, I'm not the one who like put the paper on there. I think it's probably a good idea.
Well, they kind of put the round ones.
It's an actual light bulb. That's, if we had a light, if I would have had time to go home after work today, I would have gotten a lamp, but I didn't. All right.
It's cool.
The reason I brought you guys in today is I have. You may be wondering why you're all named Mike and all sitting here together. Not a coincidence, Mike. This trick, the reason why I brought you guys in closer is because this trick is all about the sound. What? That sound you just heard. My phone told me yes. When I first did this trick, it was Saturday night. My wife and child had gone away for the weekend. I had been drinking for 12 hours. And I read an article online that said, if you want to learn to be a light bulb, you just got to get a light bulb. So I go. And I sat in my living room like this for 10 minutes, working up the courage. And then I got here. And then they say the bike here because this is the safest part of the bike. Now, the thing to do is put your mouth on the bike hard. We're going to do 3. Sorry, we'll do it. 3, 2, 1. Now, the thing about this is, do you see this? Do you see this? This film on the inside. My favorite fun fact about light bulb eating. There was a manual I read about this from the 60s. It said, never use a frosted light bulb because the dust inside is super duper poison. Yep. Not anymore.
Really?
It's not. I promise. Or maybe it is, Mike. Okay, we'll count down with me. 3, 2, 1. Oh God! Ow!
Oh, God.
Right?
That's a neat sound.
Isn't it? Very scary. Now pass this around, Mike. Make sure this is a real thing. Yeah. Safety first, friend. Now,
Turn it on.
Okay.
Yep.
Looks like the real thing.
so
Alright.
now this is the thing. This is the thing.
No, I
Are
don't.
you eating the?
No,
Crunching away.
No.
He said no.
You can have it, I don't want it.
I would never. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. One part of it. Now here's the thing.
That's part of it.
I'll take that back from you.
Here you go.
Thanks. This was a 3-way switch. It's a little bit more expensive, but I care about quality, guys. Now, this is the trick. This is the magic trick I'm doing. It's a trick about transformation. Right now, I'm taking this glass. Okay, Mike.
No, don't do that.
In my mouth. I'm turning it into glass. Or into sand. This is a trick. No matter how far you fall on the social ladder, you will always feel better about yourself than I do right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason Adams, and this is the world famous light bulb trick.
Good luck.
My team turn around. So y'all reset the stage. All right, thank you very much.
Give him a big round of applause, Mr. Jason Adams! That was some circles is Mike. Like I said, I've had the good fortune of being in Indy for a while, getting to know a lot of great magicians. And I'll be perfectly honest, this next performer, I've worked with him a good number of times. And he is, as far as magicians goes, he is one of the top-notch class acts as far as magic goes. He's very entertaining. He knows how to put on a great show. The last time we both did a Fringe at the same time, his show got like an extra half star over mine, so I'm a little jealous over that. But please welcome Mr. Ryan Siebert.
All right.
Like it. All right. Tell you, let's open the lights. Turn that spotlight off. Let's get some house lights in here. We got a small intimate group. We're gonna do something different. I need everybody to come in. Oh, sure. Let's turn that light off. So I can see. Why don't you get Mike and Mike? Come on back over here. Sorry, come back up. You hungry? All right. Good. I want you guys to be able to come up here and see. All right. Here's just fun.
Oh,
Come on, circle around here. Circle around. Hey, Mike, you guys can work on seat right here. All right. Actually, I need everybody to stand up. So everybody stand up. And raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Do the right hand. And repeat it for me. Say I.
I.
State your name.
Jordan.
No, you don't say state your name. Say, so I.
I.
State your name. I. Solemnly swear.
Solemnly swear.
Never to repeat. What other people? Tell me to say. All right, just one is musician. Actually, raise your other hand. Raise your other hand like this. Wiggle the fingers. Good. Put your hands in front of you like this. Wiggle the fingers. Turn your hand palms out like that. Wiggle the fingers. Good. Cross your hands over like that. Lock the fingers together. All right. We got to think about it now. Wiggle your thumbs. It's kind of, I have to think about that. All right. Wiggle your pinkies. Good. All right. Wiggle your booger fingers. Hey, you know what that is. All right. Take your thumbs. Wiggle your thumbs. Turn the thumbs up to the ceiling like this. Give yourself a round of applause. That's good. That's good. All right. Don't go anywhere. Keep your hands up. Stand up. Stand up. All right. Put your hands in front of you like this. And I want you to close and open your hands. Like this. All right. Just close and open hands alternately. Not at the same time, not like blankers, but alternate, I guess, right? And whenever you're ready, you guys just stop. Okay? I've got a prediction. I wrote it down right here. We'll back to the minute. So one hand's gonna be open, one hand's gonna be closed. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think about like a pet maybe you had as a child or an old friend, and I want you to spell that name so everybody's different in your own mind by opening and closing your fist. So if you're thinking of Bob, it'd be B-O-B. Got it? You guys? Yeah, same. Or Mike or Mike. Okay. So go ahead and do that yourself now. Everybody's kind of good. All right. Now, whatever hand is closed, I want you to spell that hand. So if your right hand is closed, spell right. R-I-G-H-T. If it's left, then spell left. I'm going to try and get everybody back together here. If we did this right, your left hand, your left should be closed and your right should be open. Did I get it right? Good?
Yep.
Yeah, good. All right. Give me another round of applause. Go and have a seat. Go and have a seat. All right. Since this is a good intimate group, I'm going to show you guys some close-up magic. All right. What is your name, sir?
Mike.
It is Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, do you play cards?
Yeah.
All right. Mike, all I want you to do is just say stop. Can you tell me what? Stop. Right there? Is that okay? All right, take the card and look at it. Show everybody your card. I'll look. Now, I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to leave it right here on this chair so I can't change my mind. Yeah, I'll stick with it. Now, Mike, I predict that my card is the exact same suit as his card, but only half. You guys come back up here. I didn't mean you guys come on back. Mike? And Jim, was it Jim? No, what was your name? Jim? Don't have a seat there. So I predict that my card is the exact same suit as his card, but only half the value. So if you had 8 of hearts, then that'd be a 4 of hearts. If you had like a 6 of diamonds, that'd be a 3 of diamonds. Right? So I've committed to it. I can't change my mind. What'd you get, Mike?
He is 8 of clubs, or 7 of clubs. So I hope there's a 3.5 down there.
Well, that's a good thing I have a 3.5 club there. You see that?
There.
That's a joke. Just I did it for myself. That's all right. Ma'am, what was your name again? Nancy. It's your turn. Do we just touch a card? Any card you want? Right. That's fine. Go, yeah, pull it out. Show everybody your card. Everybody see Nancy's card? Everybody got it? You see what it is? All right. Stick back in. Now I'm going to teach you guys some shuffles. Some of those you might be familiar with. Actually, this is one that we do in my own household. A nice little cut and shuffle here. This is my household to do. This one's here's the Russian shuffle, because one card's Russian after the next. It doesn't mix them up, just kind of a sound effect thing. This was famous in Indiana. That's the cow pie shuffle. Yeah, it's a sound effect kind of gross. I'm going to show you the magician shuffle. We're going to shuffle cards face up and face down in amongst those. Are any of these your cards? No? So I'm going to shuffle cards face up and face down. Now it's not a perfect Pharaoh shuffle or dovetail shuffle, because you will see there are going to be clumps of 2s and 3s kind of being interwoven there. You see that? We got cards that are face up, some cards are face down, back to back, all different directions. Now there's a game where you take a rubber band and you toss it out, and you bet if your card is face up or face down. So what do you think? Is your card face up or face down right now? Face up? Now being a magician, you want the odds in your favor. So I'm going to correct the entire deck. So now they're all facing the same direction, all but 3 cards. I'm not sure which 2 it was. What was your card? There was a 2 of spades right next to it. So I found all the 2s on, and the 2 of spades, the 2 of hearts, 2 of diamonds, and the 2 of, and the, what was your name? Card 2 of clubs, right? Now what was interesting is I actually put the cards back in order. If you look closely, the cards are all back in new deck order. You got all the diamonds, see the ace through the king of the diamonds, ace through the jokers, and all back in order.
Wow.
Yeah, I do cheat. It's your turn. Reach and pull a card. Take the first one. Good. Oh, he's going for someone to. All right, show everybody your card. Everybody see his card?